he cannot, leave the corridor of the vicinity of the UN, where the UN General Assembly is being held. So we will be talking about that as well as we go about. But firstly, we will drive across the country to speak with our correspondents right here this morning. When we come back, we dive into those branding issues as we move to this election in the country. So whatever you are, whatever think you're doing, I love to say welcome to the presentation this morning, and hoping we can have ourselves a wonderful time. Now to rush across the country to speak with correspondents, we'll begin with Maryland County. We'll speak with Brian Dio. Brian will join us this morning from Maryland, and he'll be putting us up to speed about those latest happening there in Maryland County. So wherever you are, whatever think you're doing, I love to say good morning and welcome to the presentation this morning. My name is Amos Thomas Momo. Brian joined us this morning from Maryland County. Brian, good morning.
Good morning, Amos. Good morning to the peace-loving people watching KMTV across the group.
Where specifically you joining us from?
Well, I join you from the beautiful land of sunshine and peace-loving people. That is Harper City, to be specific, in Maryland County.
How's Harper this morning?
Harper is doing relatively cool, unlike where we have this unfriendly weather. You may be aware that we are within the rainy season, and so the weather is not too friendly this morning. But things are on course, and normal activities is still to be moving on very smoothly.
Okay, put her up to speed this morning with the latest happening there from Maryland County.
Well, yesterday, a Nigerian, Ghanaian pastor, identified as Pastor Afonso Oka, was arrested by the Liberia Immigration Services for allegedly duplicating the national identification ID cards.
Okay.
And that arrest was made just around 8:55 on yesterday morning, and he was taken to the headquarters of the LRS in the county. Upon our arrival, we were opportune to have quiz Pastor Osim in relation to the allegation they made against him as it relates to the duplicating of the national identification cards. Yes, indeed confirmed to newsmen in the county that the information is truth. In fact, according to him, he was contacted by another Liberian who told him that he have come to directly perform a function, that is to ask the pastor to perform a function, because the pastor is currently running a computer school that is just around Maryland Avenue. And so according to him, he was asked by this Liberian to go about duplicating the national identification cards. And with that, and without hesitation, because he is a businessman, he really wanted to let the money go. And so all he could do was to go about carrying on the process. And so he duplicated up to 6 cards, which was arrested with him by the Liberia Immigration Services in the county. But he did confirm and said, yes, that is just what he was asked to do. And so he had no alternative but to carry on such acts.
Where is he right now, as we speak?
Well, as we speak to you, he's currently in the custody of the Liberia National Police to be investigated and subsequently forwarded to the court in the county for prosecution. But just to say to you, Amos, that the issue of duplication of the national identification cards, or the issue of foreigners in the county getting national identification cards, is not just strange to us in the county. Of recent, citizens in Maryland alarmed over the issue of foreigners getting access to national identification cards. In fact, some of those foreigners allege that they at times pay money to those who are doing the NRO work in the county. At times pay money up to $50 to $100 and they will be given the national identification cards. And so this is not just strange, Amos. So for the issue of that Ghanaian pastor who was arrested yesterday, he said, of course, that is just his normal routine. Okay. And so he's willing to be taken to tax, that is to fit the full weight of the law. But again, he denied and said, look, he's not aware, or he's not in the know that the Liberians have a national identification card. And so he didn't know that it was a national identification card that he was like doing that work on. So what they did was to directly change the name, the age. You may be aware that the ID card is bearing the name, the age, and other information. And so they changed the name, they changed the age on the ID card, and then what they did was to they allow the serial number to remain the same. That is the end of the serial number is just 08084, and that is just all of the 6 cards. That is the serial number that the 6 cards actually is currently bearing as the cards are currently in the custody of the Labor Immigration Services as evidence to be used against him in a court of commission jurisdiction. But he agreed and said yes, that is just something that he normally do, and once he's contacted by people to carry on such work, he's normally willing to do it, and that's why he duplicated the NIR card and did the work for 6 people in the county.
Okay, I hoping he be taken to the necessary authority for thorough investigation, because this is very bad. Duplication of card, I think, is a serious crime on our law. I mean, of duplication of any government or public documents is a serious crime. But is there any other trending happenings from Maryland?
Well, yes, I will speak to you, a team from the Ministry of Health directly on one site. They are called the Ilos Article Foundation. One site, Ilos Article Foundation. They are currently in Maryland County to raise this awareness on the issue of allowing Marylanders or whatever in the southeastern region to having access to glasses. That is eyeglasses. Okay. You may be aware, Amos, that Maryland County is at least the last county in Liberia, and so getting to this part of the county is very difficult. And so people at times, once they have eyesight problems, they will have to move on to Monrovia to go about having glasses to use for the future, or to have access to proper eyesight with the use of the glasses. And so that has been something in existence since the inception of this county, from what I've been told, and J.J. Dawson Memorial Hospital wasn't providing the necessary services to people who adequately have eyesight. Despite at times they will be advised, and you have them moving on to Monrovia after getting the advice from medical practitioners in the county. But on yesterday, as I said, the one site State Foundation on yesterday converged in Upper Maryland County and started the massive awareness on the issue of the issue of eyesight in the county. Okay. And what they say is that people in the Maryland County can now have access to glasses, or have access to having a proper eye care system in the county, because they have decentralized the activities. So as we speak to you, the J.J. Dawson Memorial Hospital will be well equipped with all of the materials to go about giving treatment to people who have eye problems, instead of moving on to Monrovia or other parts of Liberia to having a good eyesight. All
right. Thank you so very kindly. Thank you, Brian. We hope we can have you on tomorrow.
It's a pleasure, Amos. Thank you for having me.
Brian Dio joined us this morning from Maryland County, and he corresponds for KMTV there in Maryland. We rush to Lofa and speak with Fokpaye Taylor. Fokpaye will join us and tell us how's Lofa and those latest coming out of Lofa. Lofa is my own county. I'm very concerned about our people there, though I'm concerned about other counties as well. But I think at this point in time, we'll rush across to Lofa County and talk about trending happenings from Lofa, beginning with the road, beginning to get into politics, get into education. As you are aware, students having back on another year of another school year. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about road. We'll talk about health and the rest of it. Fokpaye Taylor corresponds for KMTV in Lofa. Good morning, Fokpaye. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so kindly, Amos. And let me say good morning to you and our followers.
How's Lofa this morning, specifically where you joining us from?
We're specifically from Lawala Road in Onjuma.
Lawala Zoo.
Yes.
You said what? Lawala Zoo.
Lawala Road.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, put us up to speed about some of the trending happenings, beginning with the road and education, students having back and on another school year. Tell us, how is it going in Lofa?
Well, first, with the issue of the road, the road situation is still, we're still experiencing some bad spots on the Lofa Road.
Okay.
I think the last time I mentioned the three hot spots that is Malaman Town, Luyima, and around the John Walba Village area.
Okay.
I mean, that is from Konya to Vonjaman. That is just between that portion of that portion of the road. I mean, it's very deplorable. So, currently, as we speak, the development superintendent of Lofa County, on Samuel Moba, has disclosed that there are plans on the way to start the rehabilitation process of that road, because the quota is leaving from Banga, somewhere around the Belenzene area right now.
Okay.
They are very hopeful that will be reaching the Simport Bridge and subsequently to Salaye. But the major part of the road that is deplorable is from Konya Town to Vonjaman. So he has assured citizens of Lofa County that all is now put in place to do a major rehabilitation on the sparse spots of the road.
Okay, that's a good news coming for our people there in Lofa. Students have embarked on another year of school. Tell us, how is it going? Though the Ministry of Education is, like you reported on, is engaged in private institution. They are, managing to regulate school fees and making sure that the necessary, those qualified individuals can be placed in classrooms for students. How is it going since the opening of schools?
Yes, like you rightly said, the CEO and others, officials of the MOE here in Lofa, started inspection. Currently, as we speak, most of the students are in the government schools. Most of the private schools in Bonjama and other surrounding areas are very not impressively attended this year. I don't know, due to the improvement of the government schools, in the World Bank to the government of Liberia significantly have done some work on the improvement of the Bonjama Multilateral High School and other government schools. So right now to speak, and there's also a program from the USAID on this reading program. They invited public school instructors. They are going through some major training, and they just completed that. So most of them gone back to the public schools. That attracted most of the parents to send their kids to the government public schools in Lofa County. So the turnout for government public schools this year in Lofa is very impressive. Okay. But most of the private schools are not really attended to by students.
Oh, yeah. Probably the fees, the country is very, very intense economy-wise. The country is tough, and probably the fees for private institution is hard.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, political happenings, anyone coming out?
Well, so far, when the 2023 election is just around, so we have some legislative aspirants who are currently in the country. Honorable Momo Siafa Poto, who contested the election in 2017 in Electoral District 3, who finished second to incumbent Clarence Kotu Massaquet, recently resigned from the Liberty Party, and he said he's yet to join a new political home, but he's carrying on some consultations, and he has reaffirmed to contest the 2023 election in Electoral District number 3. Another pastor of the Free Pentecostal Church in Vonjaman here, Pastor James T. Kobwe, has declared his intention to contest in Electoral District number 4 in Lofa County. So there are a lot of declarations of intent ahead of the 2023 presidential and legislative elections here in Lofa.
The pastor and all jumping Isana. All right,
oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so very kindly, Mr. Taylor. Hope we can have you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Fokpaye Taylor joined us this morning from Lofa in Lawala Zoo in Lofa County. And so we will make a stop in Bong to talk with Tatas, if we can have Tatas. And then we'll talk with another person and call it a day on the issue of correspondence. When we come back, we'll take, we can have Tatas. This morning, let's see, in Magibi County, if we can have Abraham Colley. A.B. Colley will join us this morning from Kakata. From Kakata in Magibi County. He'll put her up to speed with those political happenings. There have been this Rickman Road, this hula balloon between the camp of Honorable James Emmanuel Nukwe. Honorable Nukwe is the senator of Magibi County, and then he represents the people of Magibi there in the House of Senate. We'll also be talking about the Rickman Road between Honorable Emmanuel Nukwe Kiam and then representative of District 3, Ellen Atored. This morning, if we can have AB joining us right from Kakata City, Magibi County. If not, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we dive into those trending happenings in the country, beginning with the president, present at the UN General Assembly. We can have AB, and I will do it this morning for correspondence. Thanks to you guys for following us, and thanks to our correspondents for joining us this morning. We're going to take a short break. When we come right back, we begin with the president present at the UN General Assembly.
Welcome to TipMe, a fast, convenient, and reliable mobile money app. With just a few easy clicks, you can make transactions right from your mobile phone. You can buy airtime, send and receive money locally, receive money from abroad, shop at your local supermarkets, or pay your hotel, restaurant, medical, utility, and other bills. Simply download the TipMe app from your Play Store or App Store. Sign up and you're ready to go. To start transacting with your TipMe account, you will need to have money in your wallet. To top up your account, you can use any Visa or MasterCard for a direct top-up. Transfer directly from your bank to your wallet. Visit the TipMe agent closest to you, or call customer service for a mobile agent to top you up. Once your wallet is funded, you can begin to enjoy seamless transactions, whether shopping for groceries, on a night out with friends, paying school fees, or donating to a cause. Just click on the Browse and Pay feature on the app to get a full list of businesses that accept payments via TipMe. With a business account, you can set up the ultimate salary payments easily, ensuring that your staff get paid on time. You can also integrate your TipMe account on your website, making it convenient for customers to pay for goods and services on the go. Long lines at the bank? Trouble with ATM withdrawals? You can breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that wherever you are, TipMe has got you covered. With our bank to wallet service, you can simply push money from your bank account to your wallet for instant access to your funds. You can also get cash on request from any TipMe location or have it delivered to you. With the TipMe app, you won't get stranded. You can trust that your transactions are secure and that your wallet is safe. Go cashless with TipMe and keep your wallet safe.
Welcome back to the show, and thanks for rejoining us this morning. President George Manan, we are in the United States of America with delegates from Liberia to attend the UN General Assembly. If you've been following, the president left the country over the weekend to join other world leaders in New York City, and where the UN General Assembly is held. The 77th General Assembly of the United Nations held, and so we are going to be looking at the importance of the president, participation at the UN General Assembly. What are those things we expect from the president as he be taking the podium on tomorrow, the 22nd of September? The president is expected to address the UN General Assembly. But just before we dive into that, we will bring you a little givet of the opening statement of the UN General Assembly debate. You are aware every country, world leaders will be, making their case at the UN General Assembly, and what are those things you expect from the president as he mount the podium on tomorrow? What are those things you think the president will be saying? What are those priorities the president will be pushing forth? Those are things we will be looking at. We'll be asking you for your own opinion as the president is expected to speak tomorrow. But just before that, we'll take the opening of the UN General Assembly. So as we await the opening of that UN General Assembly, there is this thing I will want to know from you. Other world leaders went to that assembly with probably just. But do you know how many presents our president took from this country to form part of it? His wife is there. He went with the Minister of Defense, Daniel Zianka. I think that's not bad. He went with the Foreign Affairs Minister. He went with Eugene Nangbe from Maritime. He went with the Foreign Affairs Minister, D. Maswa Kemea. He went with Kalasco. He went with Smith Toby. And his delegates, he went with the Minister of Commerce. And majority of them are just there. Some of them are on their phones. And the huge delegates, I think, I want to know from you what you think about the amount of people the president took to the United States. Is it wasteful spending, or you think they all went there to prove, point Liberia case out, some of the challenges we are faced with in the country? Probably you could just put out the delegate from from Liberia to the United States, from our Liberia government. Trust me, they went there. Some of the flight, it will not be a business. They took, our Liberian people. I was on Facebook and I saw other African leaders in one bus. It gave all of them one bus to go. To all of the African leaders. I saw all of them in one bus, and one of the leaders were driving it. Someone said, "Wow, if it were Liberian leader, you would see a huge, escort. You see all of those things are wasteful spending. This country is already tight economy-wise. It's tight economy-wise. You are going to election. NEC needs money. Talking about biometric system, you need more money to pump in NEC so that NEC can be able to do more awareness, more education, because our mothers, our fathers that are in the rural part of the country are not knowledgeable, are not educated to what you call biometric. Even people in Monrovia here are not, not even 10 or 20% of our population are close to, the internet. But you have over 10% going to the United States. Wastefully, you spend our country resources, the taxpayer money, and you have some of them there that are just on their phones. You have some of them there just, doing their own normal thing. And I think, for me, I expect you to point out the education case, we point out our health case. You should be able to address your colleagues, the other world leaders. There are people there from all over the world. They went there purposely to listen to the cases of each other so that they can be able to get involved in helping those governments that think are deeply in need. And I think Liberia is of no exception. But it depends on the way our president will address that assembly tomorrow. It depends on those trending and challenging issues he'll be pushing forth. It depends on the way he will present the issue to the people. Then he draw their attention in helping us. If the video of the openings stuff is ready, you can put that up. And I'm asking you, what you expect from the president tomorrow? What you expect from the president tomorrow as he mounts the podium to address the 77th UN General Assembly in New York City, the United States of America? You expect him to point out what? What are those things you're talking about? You think the president will be talking about tomorrow? So if that video is up, we can put it up, and then if it's up, we can put it up. If not, okay, it is not ready. Now the issue of the delegates, what you think is the important, you can also tell us this morning. But this is the fake video. There have been some video trending Facebook. Those videos, they talking about whole lots of things in the video, but then the video is attached to particular political leaders. We have a fake video, firstly from the president. We have another one that came out from Ellis Cummings. Now, my concern here is Mr. Alexander Cummings from the ANC. He's the political leader of that party. He said, well, he have no knowledge about the video that is trending Facebook on one of the sister station, Truth FM. He said he have no knowledge on the video that is trending Facebook. He's not aware because he don't have studio. The president, according to him, the president is the one that have studio. But now you have no knowledge on the video that is trending Facebook, but he's asking the government and the president to address those things that were said in the video. But now you have no knowledge. You are not the one that did the video. But now you are demanding, the government and the president to address those things that were said in the video. Though the video is fake, like you said, but you are asking now that those things that were said in the video should be addressed. So since the video is fake, those things that were said in it, that should be addressed. It is not fake as well. Do you think though the video is fake, but the things that are in the video are not fake? And then politicians are very, very, very crafty. They are very crafty. This is the reason why Liberia is the way it is, because our political leaders, those with claims, are politicians, and we put our country in their care. We entrust them with public offices. They are just doing it for their very serve. They are serving their family. Personal aggrandizement. Where in this war, I'm not saying the video is not fake, right? I'm not saying that the video was done by Mr. Ellis Cummings. My concern here is, though the video according to Mr. Cummings, the video is fake, but now the same fake video you are saying, where though the video is fake, we will want the government to address those things that were said in the video. Let's listen to the video a little bit.
In Liberia, intends to win the 2023 presidential elections by he and his rich friends paying millions of dollars to lobbyists in Washington, D.C. to sanction Liberian government officials. Mr. Cummings, in collaboration with Jerome Verdier, Yacindy Martin, Henry Costa, all haters of George Weah, and Rich Ludenis, a stinking rich friend of Mr. Cummings, and also a gay, have successful in influencing sanctions on a number of officials. These officials are Nathaniel McGill, Bill Twelway, and Cyrenius Cephas, all of who were officials of the Weah administration and have since resigned. Mr. Cummings recently visited Washington, D.C. to buy more sanctions through lobbyists. This time, his targets are Samuel Twell and Jefferson Koigi. The Liberian opposition, in desperation to seize power, have created a fake news article and a fake, fraudulent, and misleading video aimed at stoking fear in the Liberian people who passionately love their president, Dr. George Weah. Please contact the U.S. Senate Foreign Relations Committee on 202-224-4651 with any information on Alex Cummings and his friends' fraudulent activities in Washington, D.C.
Welcome back. And now you listen to, when you listen to this video, Mr. Ellis Cummings were accused of dishing up millions of dollars in Washington, D.C. For individuals who he claims are not doing well in government, to be sanctioned. And the three individuals, the three top government officials that were sanctioned in this government, this video that were claimed, that the political leader of ANC is saying is fake. He had been accused in this video for being the cost of those individual that was sanctioned, by the U.S. government. Now, Mr. Cummings is saying, well, the video is fake. I got no knowledge. No, I got no knowledge about the video. But those things that were said in the video, now me say it, but I want the government to address it. Listen to Mr. Cummings as he make his case on one of our sister radio.
It's untrue that we produce any video. But the president and the government needs to address the allegations in the video. Let them deny it. Let them say it's not true. They haven't done that. They just say, oh, Cummings produced the video. Completely untrue. Completely baseless.
But tell me if fake. You don't think by extension the contents are fake?
I'm saying they need to address the content of the video. Just saying fake, it make it too easy. Because they say fake and they say it's not me produce it. I didn't produce it. But then address the content. Some of the content of the video has been unless there were newspaper headlines about Burkinabes in the forest of Nigeria. That is not new news. I think it was, I don't remember which newspaper, but it was on the front page several months ago.
Daily Observer.
Okay, several months ago, right?
Yeah.
So my point is, they need to address the issues. And just, this government just blames everything and everybody. President, we have been president for 5 years. They're blaming the other administration. Leadership is about taking accountability. It's about taking responsibility. It's about holding yourself and others accountable. It's about solving the problems, not blaming others for the problem. In the president's response to my letter, the president said there were concessions approved in the last government, but he was senator. He was a legislature, the first branch to hold the previous government accountable. What did he do? Did he vote against those concession agreements? He was senator of the country. He passed the day. He has the right to audit the last administration. Has he done that?
Yeah, but that's been said repeatedly over and over, and they chose not to audit. But why do you think the fingers are being
my
pointed
point
on?
is,
Yeah.
my point is, the president cannot play victim. The president is the president. He has got the authority. He has the responsibility. He gets paid every month to do the work of the Liberian people. He needs to do the work of the Liberian people and stop blaming everybody else. The Liberian people elected him for change. He said change for hope. What happened to that? Because the last people stole, so it's justified people stealing today? The former minister of state for presidential affairs, former prime minister of the country, admitted in Banga on tape that they were stealing. The president did nothing. They need to take responsibility. He needs to show leadership. He can't be blaming everybody else. And the blame itself is this victimization mentality. It is not true.
Okay, so, but the point, let me repeat these questions, Chief. Why did I point a finger at any member of the opposition other than Alexander Cummings?
Because I believe they believe I represent a real threat to them succeeding themselves. They see me as the opposition, as the person that is standing in the way between now and them sustaining themselves, winning in 2023. And so they're trying to put everything on my foot, blame everything on me. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, and we will do that. As I said earlier, I am undeterred. We'll take the bullets and the arrows and the accusations, because at the end of the day, this effort is for our land, for us, for the Liberian people. We deserve a better country.
There you listen to Mr. Alex Cummings of the ANC. The video is fake. I got no knowledge or idea on how that video was done, but the government should address those things that was said in the video. We move to this election comes 2023. The National Census is about to start. It starts on in October and ends November. Normally you do census to know the populations and to know the amount of people you have in the country. Now the government is talking about there's going to be a digital census. It will be a digital counting process. The government of Liberia, the NEC, is talking about having this biometric system. Do you think it's timely at this time where you have no education, no awareness, no